Pisces, hello. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. This is, by the way, this is your weekly reading for the week of July the 14th. And you can use this for your sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email to schedule a reading, okay? Ace of Swords, oh my goodness. Whew. Knight of Swords. So all swords and then the Sun card. Okay, so someone is being childish here. I don't know who. It could be someone you are dealing with. It could be your children. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, you have all these cards: Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. This is all mind, thoughts, being practical about things. So this is opposite to what your energy is all about. Yours is a water sign, and what I am seeing here is air and fire. So where is you? I don't see you here. So it could be that something is taking over, someone is taking over. So yeah. So yeah, let's see what this is all about. So I was actually kind of surprised because you have all these swords here. It could be that air sign is in your chart. Queen of Swords here is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Maybe these signs are in your chart. And here Sun is ruled by Leo. So it could be that Leo is in your chart. So what I'm seeing with for you here is you are being very practical about things. This is logic and reasoning taking over. So are you listening to your intuition? That's something that you want to be, you want to ask yourself. With Knight of Swords, this is, there is something happening and you are not pausing to process your emotions, and you are saying something, doing something. And when we this is our human tendency. I mean, I'm not judging you, but so what when that's where we are coming from, then eventually, like when we think about what happened, then we always feel regretful, bad about things. So whatever this situation is, it may have something to do with a conversation that you are having with someone here. You have Queen of, this is how the card showed up, and Knight of Swords. You see, so these two people are having a conversation, and but someone is, it could be that they are asking some questions, and and the other person is taking it personally or something like that. So conflicts is what this energy is about. And what I'm not seeing is listening. So nobody is listening here. So that is something to be mindful of. For instance, like if it's an important conversation, it could be interviews, meetings, discussions, things like that. It's know where what's happening and what's the right approach, things like that. So that is important. For some, it could be somebody else's energy. Okay, so if that is the case, you just have to be patient. So what can we do? You just have to be, patient, and maybe when the energy calms down, you can have a conversation. On the other hand, Ace of Swords is also here. So this is the intellect that I was talking about. So intellect is above our mind, our thoughts, our emotions. So sometimes things happen and we react. sometimes that's what the situation demands. But when we don't take the time to process, then we make some mistakes, and then we feel regretful about things later on. So maybe whatever it is that you are coming across, maybe do you want to take a moment to understand what's going on before taking action, before responding. So that's important. So for some, it could be customer service, it could be a vendor you are dealing with, if there is something that you are trying to do. On the other hand, all these swords here may have something to do with a project that you are taking up, Pisces. It could be writing, it could be a speaking engagement, it could be that you are giving a presentation, it could be that you are giving some talks, it could be networking, meetings, things like that. So if know what's how the mind is processing things, because if the mind is rushing through things, then it won't, maybe you will miss some information, important information, so slowing down and paying attention to the details is important to make sure that you are acing it. And also, if you are having important meetings and conversations, it's important, maybe think about writing things down, so you can, to make sure that you are not forgetting things and you are covering everything that's important for you. And listening is also important, where the other person is coming from. Something to do with legal matters, it could be that you are seeking legal advice, it could be that you are consulting someone for their perspective, suggestions, things like that. On the other hand, when it comes to your health is looking up. It could be that you are making some changes in your routine, or it could be that you are taking up a new, it could be a diet plan, physical exercise, things like that. So yeah, if you haven't been feeling well, then this is also recovery. Avoid making any assumptions. So if there's something is not clear, it's important to ask questions and clear things before doing anything about it. Okay, so let's see what's happening in the sky. So I'm reading for the week of July the 14th. Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Leo on the 17th. And Mercury has to do with communication. That's what I'm seeing here for you. So maybe you are in that energy. So Mercury is all about communication, information, technology. And Mercury retrograde is a time when we come across some communication challenges. We might come across some delays, setbacks, technical issues, things like that. So something to do with technology is also coming through here for you. So again, when it comes to interpersonal relationships, it's important not to make any assumptions, and it's important to ask questions and clear things, where the other person is coming from. On the other hand, when it comes to, like, if you are signing a contract, this is where it feels like you are rushing into it. Contract, agreement, things like that. So if paying attention to the details is important to make sure that you are signing up for the right things. If you don't want to go by someone's words, their promises, you don't want to blindly follow someone's advices. Instead, you also want to make sure that you are understanding things clearly before signing up, before signing on the dotted line, so you don't feel bad about things later on. So that's important. Something new is also happening, a new beginning. This is like a clear mind, knowing exactly what you want. And so that is, but this is also speed, rushing. So it could be that you know exactly what you want, so you are going into it full force. And but then, yeah, also listen to your own intuition. Listening is important, Pisces, this week. Okay, it could be listening to yourself, your intuition, listening to your body, what's happening, or it could be the whoever is in front of you, conversations, or it could be signs, synchronicities, things like that. Yeah, that is important. It could be that you are making a decision, and you might have to make a quick decision maybe. It could be that someone needs your help and you might have to leave everything to be by their side. Yeah, something to do with children. Sun card may have something to do with children, or it could also be you taking care of your own inner child, meaning it could be you taking up something that you always wanted to do, something that that lights you up. Sun card. It could be that you are spending a lot of time outside, getting more sunlight. It could be that you are going on a vacation. A travel is also coming through for some of you. Yeah, Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Leo, and this is Leo energy coming through. And Leo has to do with, our drive, our passion, what lights us up, what illuminates us, what energizes us, what inspires us. And Leo also has to do with self-expression, authentic self-expression. So Mercury retrograde could mean that we might come across some frustration, some restrictions. It might feel like we are not able to, we can't be who we are, we can't say what we want to say, things like that. So yeah, and frustration is what I'm seeing here for you. So if you come across something like that, it's important to, because this is retrograde, we may not have the complete picture, we may not have the complete information. Retrograde is all about going backwards, pausing, taking it easy, taking it slowly, and connecting with ourselves, listening to our intuition to understand what these situations are all about, understand our experiences. So yes, so slowing down is important. Be careful on the roads. This is speed. It could be that you are late for a meeting or something. So it's important to maybe be proactive and don't wait for things. Don't wait for the last moment. So it's important to be proactive and take care of things as and when they come up, so you don't have to worry about anything later on. All right, now let's see what's coming through on the oracle cards. So this also may have something to do with friendships, siblings, the people you are coming across. All right, okay, I totally forgot to mention. On the 20th, we also have Mars conjoins South Node in Virgo. So South Node is in Virgo now. South Node in Virgo. South Node is all about release, and Virgo energy has to do with perfectionism. Also, Virgo has to do with our judgments, and that's what I'm seeing with all these cards. So it could be judgments, criticism. It could be that something to do with someone's opinions, their expectations, their demands, or it could be your own judgments, Pisces. So just be aware of, this is criticism, criticism, judgments, things like that. So yeah, and again, Virgo has to do with perfectionist tendencies, wanting things to be in a certain way. And South Node is all about release. So this situation, and Mars is also going to be there. And Mars is a planet of aggression, aggression, drive, passion, things like that. And that's what I'm seeing with Knight of Swords. So Mars can fire things up, Sun card, fire. But so it's important to maintain that sense of calm, inner calm, so we can face what's in front of us with calm and ease, so we can find the right solutions. Otherwise, if we are all fired up, and then it won't be possible for us to find resolutions. Things will only get out of control. So being in control is important. So what's happening. That presence of mind is what's needed in this case. So you can tackle the situation in a calm way, without any fuss, But something to do with your creativity. This is where it could be writing, speaking, expressing yourself through a creative art. It could be social media. It could be you sharing your experiences with others. Very childlike, playful energy is what Sun card is all about. Something to do with your pets. It could be that you are getting a pet. Or something to do with children. It could be your children, or it could be children in your life. Maybe you are writing a children's book. That's nice. Let me know if that's you. All right, Pisces, your message is bright future. Sun card. Future is bright. So there is no need to rush. There is no need to worry. Everything is happening the way, according to a divine plan. So, yes. That's exactly what the message is about. It says stop worrying. There you go. So it may have something to do with a situation you are coming across, Pisces. So it could be a roommate situation, something to do with information. You are coming across some information, new information. It could be your own intuition telling you things, or it could be someone you are talking to, conversations that you are having with someone. And are you resisting it, or are you and that is actually making you angry. And you are upset. Okay, let's see. Lakshmi. Also, there is something that just came to me. So if there is something you are doing, it's important you trust yourself. Don't listen to, did I already mention that? You don't want to just blindly follow someone's advice. If someone is asking you to you don't want to come under pressure and do something, and you don't want someone to rush you through things. So instead, it's important to, whatever it is that you are doing, it's important that it's your decision, and you are understanding things clearly. So if somebody wants you to do something, then it's important you ask them. It's important to ask yourself whether it's good for you, whether it's right for you, things like that. So that is important. So the message is stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. This is a kind universe, and everyone within it is working in your favor. There are no tests, blocks, or obstacles in your way except your own projections of fear into your future. Take a moment and hush your mind, quieting it from worries and fears. Feel me brush your brow and a new energy of faith, hope, and optimism. These energies fuel your exciting present time as well as all future moments. Why would you wish darkness upon yourself when light shines all around you? Step into this brightness by lightening your thoughts and feelings. You must stop worrying as the anxiety squelches the goodness that seeks to find you. Clear your heart of fear and replace those energies with ones that will serve you and your family. Instead, refuse to think of anything except your bright today and tomorrow, and I promise you that it shall be so. You and your loved ones will be protected and provided for. Let go of any backlady fears about your future. Hold positive thoughts and intentions. Know that you will always have your needs met now and in the future. Don't worry about money, but instead visualize abundance. Lakshmi is a beautiful, benevolent Hindu goddess who brings abundance to those who call upon her. Lakshmi's connection to lotus flowers, elephants, and water represents her absolute faith in the fertility and abundance available to everyone. She is happy to bring supply to you, whether that means money, time, knowledge, or opportunity. Lakshmi works with Ganesh, the elephant-headed deity, who's known as the overcomer of obstacles. Together, they are an unstoppable team and works to help you release fear and accept abundance. There you go. Yeah, so if there is something that you are worrying about, the card is reminding you to keep the faith and keep going, Pisces. It's all about, universe is a mysterious place, so it's all about believing in the source, and knowing that you will always be provided for. And Ace of Swords may have something to do with protection. So both these cards here, protection. So yeah, what is worth fighting for? What is worth protecting? So something to do with stability, security, safety is what's coming through for you. So it may have something to do with relationships. It could be place of living. It could be financial stability. But something that we also want to focus on is inner stability, inner security, and strengthening our own connections with the divine. So no matter what happens, we can handle it. We can, the ups and downs of everyday life. So when we are calm, then it will be possible for us to move mountains. I mean, these are the things we all know. I'm sure you also know. But sometimes a reminder helps because we forget these important things when we are going through some like chaotic situations, and then our mind takes control, and then we start worrying about things and projecting those fears and worries onto the situations and whatever it is that we are coming across. So it's important to strengthen our own connections with ourselves, our own spirit, and protecting our own inner peace, and also focusing on building our own inner reserve is important, like meaning the inner stability, security, stability. So that help us remain calm in chaos, so that will also help us make the right choices and make the right decisions and face our challenges head on. So Pisces, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Remember, future is bright. Also remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. And take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next reading.